heart-shaped toilet.
Get pre-approved.
And get your vaccines.
And that's what we're talking about today.
All right.
Let's roll. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Rob and Ange Real Estate Show. I'm Angela O'Hare, your favorite Las Vegas realtor.
And I'm Rob Hau, Rockstar Realtor.
And welcome to episode 15.
The 15th time we've done this. You'll get some help with arithmetic. For all those school kids out there, learning at home, we'll tell you it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's the succession of numbers, and that's your lesson for today on mathematics. It's about as good as I get.
So, I heard you had some kind of injury. What happened?
Yes, I did. I had an injury playing tennis. Actually, I just came from playing some tennis with my mother this morning. But Wednesday night, I went to team practice.
Right.
And I went for a backhand, and the ball went off my racket directly into my eye.
Oh, ouch.
It was a flying carpet ball. And it spun right in my eye. I didn't even have a chance to blink.
Wow.
It was just boom. And it wasn't a heavy impact. So luckily that's why I don't have bruising there. But it was a scratching the eyeball impact. So my cornea got scratched. Ultimately, that's what was found out. But when it happened, I thought,
I am going to die.
I'm missing my eye. My eye is just now falling out of my head. It was painful. It was a really rough 24 hours.
Yeah. We had to communicate through voice text instead of regular texting.
I could not see. And then I was very fortunate to be able to see an ophthalmologist the next morning. I had some connections. I got very lucky there. But it turned out to be just a scratched cornea, which is just very painful.
Yes.
I've actually had something similar like that at one time other in my life. It was from a fingernail from a little 1-year-old child, my godson, actually.
Right.
I went to pick him up, but that time was much deeper. I was very lucky not to lose sight. As a matter of fact, they could still see the scar from 20 years ago when they looked at it this time.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Yeah, so basically one day of tremendous pain, and now it's just a little scratchy, but I've been able to play tennis.
That's good.
And lose badly on my match Saturday. And Anyways,
I belong to this group on Facebook that a bunch of real estate agents share a lot of crazy photos.
Okay.
So I found this photo that I thought I would share that other agents were making fun of.
Yeah, I don't really. I'm looking at this photo. I would have no idea why you would want to make fun of it.
Well, there's a heart-shaped bathtub, and in front of that heart-shaped bathtub are two matching toilets in a heart shape, so that his and hers can take a dump and then go in the bath.
Whoa.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even understand here, because obviously these toilets are kind of together, so
Right.
You'd be doing that together. Is there some sort of fetish happening here? Like, I think they're in love with each other and they really want to show it in really the worst way possible, in my opinion.
They're not afraid to show anything.
At least they want to hop right into the bathtub afterwards.
Right. And you can see like the shoes and magazines thrown around, and this is kind of interesting.
Yeah, what?
Whose idea? And I can imagine the person putting this together is like, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, let's hope your house sells because of just that.
Yeah, I don't, that's a custom piece for sure.
Yeah, probably one of those old school mansions from the 70s.
Yeah, I mean, this is beyond any kind of weird fetish. I just can't understand what we're doing here.
So I thought, you know what? Why not be goofy? Instead of making fun of other agents here in the Valley, share a photo that was shared on one of my Facebook groups.
Definitely.
Good choice.
Next, we're going to go over the tip of the week. And this one we thought was very important. And it kind of goes back to last week's advice that we said.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is, before you even begin the whole home search, house hunting, you need to get pre-approved by a lender.
Yeah.
Because you're basically wasting everyone's time by looking at houses that you may not even be able to afford. So getting pre-approved by a lender determines what your purchasing power is.
I mean, I just think it gains a lot of confidence, especially for newer buyers. Now, I do notice that some experienced buyers will go,
I know I'm good.
and so they'll wait on that process. The only thing about that is you may know that you're good, and you probably are if you feel that way. But it's so good to get out ahead of that and really do your research. Basically get bids from these lenders. I mean, who's going to be your best lender? Now, sometimes, again, you might know that
I've got a lender that I've used multiple times. I can just go and snap my fingers and they'll do it.
and that's great. There are more rare cases like that. But in general, I think it's a good time to shop around, get your dominoes set in a row, set your intention. And really, there's no skin lost whether you decide you don't want to buy and you just go out and look or not. So being ready and pre-approved is great. And you know what? If you're in the higher price range, you're going to need to show that pre-approval for some of the houses we might talk about today, right?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, a lot of real estate agents will not take you out to look at houses until they have a pre-approval letter from your lender on hand. And also now with the way things are going with the C word, a lot of sellers are requiring that pre-approval ahead of time in order to show their house, especially in the luxury market.
Oh, yeah.
If you are financing or paying cash, we need proof of funds in the beginning before we can even show those homes.
Yes, oftentimes houses over $1 million, even starting around 800,000, you'll see that have to have a pre-approval or proof of funds to see those properties. And sometimes, that's a little bit of a, hey, I hate to bother you for this, but we need that. We need to get this to get the access. And I will tell you that you have clients, and some of you may feel that way watching this. Is sort of like,
what do you mean?
Like
I'm good for this.
but nobody
we don't
knows
know that.
And I think it's a good point you brought up about COVID. I think that sellers, they don't want wasted time. They don't want a risk in their house. Every interaction we have with people these days is a possibility. So some people are a little bit more concerned about that. So they want to see that you're good to go, that your intention is true, and that you're there to not just
looky-loo.
Right, especially too if you are out of state looking to buy here in Nevada or Las Vegas. It's very important to get your ducks in a row because we are very, very busy and we need to know what your intentions are because basically we're pretty much free showing these houses, taking our time showing these houses. And if in the end you don't know that you can afford that, then it's just wasting your time, our time, and time is important.
And it's one thing if you're still making a decision.
Right.
In other words, if you're looking around and you're not positive that you want to move here yet, you just want to see what's happening, that's one thing. But let's at least know that you can do it. I think that's a courtesy to everyone involved.
Next, we're going to go over the market update.
And we'll call it the pat on the back market update.
So we're going over numbers from November 29th through December 5th. And we, like you said, called it. There were 821 single-family homes that sold last week, which is up 336 homes from the prior week. If you remember, Thanksgiving week, we were at 485. And we knew that the week before Thanksgiving, the numbers were in the 800s. The week of Thanksgiving, it was in the 400s. And the week after Thanksgiving, we knew because everyone pushed closings for that week of the holiday.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And it was, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I had actually 4 closings last week. So that I know December is going to be a very hot month. And I always say this, I base it off of my closings. But for the luxury market, oh my gosh, the luxury market last week was there were 29 luxury homes that sold over $1 million. And the week before that was 19. So it's a 10 home increase in the luxury sales.
And that is the most that we've ever spoken about in our, is this week 15? Yeah. So in 15 weeks, we've never had 29. Yeah. And that's including a summertime. So really this prediction of how strong the end of the years has been and potentially will continue into the next year.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty good evidence that we've been pretty solid on that.
Yeah, and we didn't expect, I mean, I had a feeling that, the summer and fall was going to be good, but we kind of were like iffy on the winter, not knowing, how November, December would play out, but it's proven that it's very strong. And we should be getting the market numbers pretty soon.
Yeah.
And it'll be a special edition where we're going to go over the new home sales also.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we have some crazy news that happened last week. There was a record sale.
Yes.
And what?
That record sale was in the Ridges.
The Ridges.
What do you know?
Summerlin had the highest sale of the year for mansions, their luxury market.
Yeah.
And how much did it sell for?
14.5 million.
And this was originally listed at, I think it was
15.99.
15.99. Yeah, and
15,
change.
almost 16.
And it was only on the market for
0 days.
0 days.
So another one of those, basically, they've made the deal
Yeah.
prior to even listing it. Okay, they say, well, we'll list it, but I'm going to throw it out to all of the,
A smart agent would do that.
yeah, the luxury, the high end agents definitely have just like we do. They have a bunch of people they can send it out to. They've got that network behind the scenes before they even hit the MLS. So what in this case they've done is they sold it behind the scenes, and now they put it on the MLS. And that is a good mark for them, obviously, to have it there. It also is good for them to get press about it. Once they release that on the MLS, everybody goes, "Oh wow, look at this sale!" And then they only put one picture. They keep it chill like that. Keep it private.
So the commission, I just got to talk about this.
Yeah.
So at 14.5 mil. It was a 3% commission. That agent made $435,000.
Yes, and I'm going to tell you there's a potential that they double-sided that deal because if they sold it to one of their clients that they sent it out to in their network already. We should take a second to look that up.
A few moments later.
So indeed, that was a double-ended deal, not just for 3%. But potentially 6%.
So yeah, we don't know if he listed it for 1% and then you got 3%, so total 4%, or if you got 6%. So if you got 6%, that's double. That's $870,000. Man, I'd retire after that. Well, of course, a good chunk of it's going to go to taxes.
That listing agent got quite the pretty penny.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that seller's very happy.
Yes.
To pay that.
Exactly. So. And then there was actually 2 very strong sales last week. And the second one was...
It was in Stone Mountain.
In Henderson.
And it sold for what? $11,250, $00, and $1.
Well, the original list price was $13.75 mil.
Yeah.
But that Rob said was a strategic way for maybe the person that put in the offer.
I think the buyer probably negotiated and they maybe had a couple of back and forths and the buyer finally said, that's it, and $1.
$1.
Now, it's sort of a signal, that's all you're getting.
And that one was on the market for 349 days. So it was on the market a little longer, but
magnificent
it's a
home.
Very beautiful home. I mean, it's crazy. And we were comparing the description between this home in Henderson and the one in Summerlin. And obviously we can't really compare too much because there was only one picture, but this $11 million home seemed like it's a nicer home.
I mean, yeah, it's probably not, but but because we can't tell, and even the description was relatively vague in on the one that
the 14 million.
Yeah, the 14 million. But looking at the pictures through the one on 750 Dragon Ridge, it was just, I mean, wow. Yeah. The master bedroom is engineered as a cube that sits over and has a golf course way down in the view of it. I mean, it's like this glass cube that the master bedroom is engineered in. I don't even understand. The TV comes out of the ceiling in a hidden spin area. I mean, just beautiful. Bowling alley, tennis. Had the tennis courts.
Tennis courts,
a walking 95,000 square foot lot.
Yeah.
So quite the resort. It looks like an office building.
Yeah.
The darn thing is so
very
big,
ultra modern.
Yeah, it looks like an office building. So kudos to the buyer that got that home. You gotta smoking home.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And that's it for our market update.
All right.
Next is In the News.
In the news.
So we have some interesting news happening. And, by the time you actually watch this episode, it's not too much in the news, but it was in the news for us. And what was that, Rob?
Well, Nevada is getting 165,000 doses of the vaccine. And those doses are just going to be waiting for approval from the federal government.
So from what we read, it's going to be dispersed obviously to hospital staff, nursing staffs at facilities, and then the elderly, the most needed.
Yes, I think it's people that it might be in care, in home nursing homes and whatnot.
And high priority individuals.
Yeah, so high priority.
Well, what does that mean?
Yeah, I'm high priority.
Right?
No, well, the question is, in my mind, is, I think some people are pretty uncomfortable with taking the vaccine. Some people laugh at those who feel that way. Some people laugh at those who don't feel that way. So how do you feel?
Yeah. I never have taken a flu shot, and my parents always say you need to take a flu shot. And I don't believe in it because there's so many different strains of the flu that you're only guarding yourself against one possible strain. I've never been a believer in the flu shots, but a vaccine obviously is different.
Yeah, I think it's going to be greatly helpful because I think it will help protect the most vulnerable, which are those who unfortunately are passing. I just learned that my friend's father passed today. So then that person would have been a very good option or, person to get a vaccine, right? Maybe some people who are a little younger and like us could take the risk of not worrying about it. But I think those who are at higher risk and that can take it. That's the other thing. Even though you're at higher risk, there are some things that if you have, it precludes you from being able to get the vaccine.
Wow.
So like I thought, from my understanding, if you have lupus or if you have certain other ailments, you can't take the vaccine.
Well, and they say that you have to, after the first dose, then you have to get another dose within 3 to 4 weeks. So that's that's a lot.
Yeah, I have heard that. So really 165,000 doses might only be half the amount of people that get it.
Right. Unless they get another 165,000 in 4 weeks to cover up those people that got the doses the first time.
Yeah. So
it's going to be a long, long road to recovery.
Yeah, well, and that's outside of what we're dealing with. Once everybody feels comfortable that COVID's not killing as many people.
And we have been having record highs every day, record. And it's just not like Las Vegas. It's across the country, even overseas. Yeah. People blame politics, left wing, right wing, blah, blah, blah. But if you see what they're doing in Europe, they're far more restrictive than how it is here in the States.
And they still have problems.
Yeah, and they still have problems.
I think this is a lot of people want to act like they know exactly what we should be doing.
Right.
It's not quite that easy. It's a real...
And I was reading some countries, after dark, you can't go out.
Yeah. Well, California just shut down again. So as a matter of fact, I had a trip that I was going out there, going to go in a hotel room. That has been axed.
That sucks.
Yeah, so that's I just got that word yesterday. So boo.
That sucks.
Yeah, so they're getting more and more restrictive. No hotel rooms, so you're not allowed to stay in a hotel room in California now.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Wow. Well, hopefully we won't get that restrictive because we have a lot of Californians coming here.
It might make sense to have some measures in place. I've heard some people talk about this. They do have the quick rapid tests. I think that would be important to have available. And I also think that we should be doing more temperature checking, just as much, as possible to let people know we're trying to keep it safe. And that would be helpful, I think.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments what you think about the vaccine and if it's going to be helpful or not helpful, or just what your thoughts are in general.
Yeah, you scared of it? Are you ready to take it? We want to know.
Let us know in the comments what you think of the Rob and Ange Real Estate Show. If there's anything we need to improve on, other segments that we've cut out and you want us to add back in, just let us know what we're doing, how we're doing, and if we're making a difference, if we're helping you guys out with the Las Vegas real estate market. We will be adding some new characters come January.
Yeah.
And we will also have some news about the development of our partnership
That's right.
for January. So a lot happening next year. But as always, if you like this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment down below, share with a friend, and smash it. Smang it, right?
Bang it, smash it and bang it.
Smash and bang it.
Who is she talking about? All right.
Oh, yeah.
The dogs agree.
Izzy, Ozzy,
Shut the F up!
be quiet. Brain fart. Thank you so much for watching,
Rock on.
but do it peacefully, and we'll see you on the next one.